Hi everyone, welcome to Yarn Stitch Color. I am Arundhati and today we are going to learn how to make this wallet with single crochet. We require some cotton yarn. You can also make it with an acrylic yarn, that's not a problem. A relevant hook. I am using a 4.5 mm crochet hook here. Scissors. Stitch markers, lockable ones, a needle and a magnet lock. So it opens like this. It comes in a pair and it has these loops on all four sides on both the pieces, which we will stitch onto the wallet. This wallet is made with single crochet stitch only, so it's a very beginner friendly project. To begin, make a slip knot. Let me just go a little slow to explain. This is the tail end and this is the end that is still attached to the ball. So place the tail end over the yarn that is still attached to the ball. Then take the tail end below like this. And pull it up. While doing that, also pull the yarn that is still attached to the ball. So we have a loop here. Insert your hook into that loop and tighten the loop. Then yarn over. Hold this knot that we've made. Hold it a little with your fingers or nails. Then yarn over. So we take the yarn over the hook like this and pull the yarn through that loop. Yarn over, pull it through the loop. So we are making a chain here. I am going to chain 17. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. If you already know how to make a chain, you can just go ahead and make a chain of 17. Now we are going to begin on the row 1 for a single crochet. This is the US term that I am using, single crochet. Turn your chain around and you will see a back bump here. Your chain is like this, right? You turn it around and you see a back bump here, this one. Insert your hook into that loop. Ensure your loop on the hook is not very tight or very loose, it's movable like this. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both. Insert in the next chain back loop, that is actually the 3rd loop. Yarn over, pull up. You have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. That is a single crochet. And before we go too far ahead, I will add a stitch marker to the first single crochet that we made. You can add a marker there as soon as you've made it. And continue to place 1 single crochet in each stitch. There is some construction work going on around my house, so I'm sorry for the noise. Okay, this is how we continue to make a row 1 of single crochet. We've completed row 1. After making the last single crochet in the stitch, turn your work clockwise. So it was like this, right? We were working like this, we were working like this. Turn it like this. Okay, and I am a right-handed crocheter, so for a left-handed person it might be a little different, but clockwise. Okay, now I'm not going to chain one. Just pull the loop high, just a little, and insert, you see this first one, insert right into the first stitch on the row below. Then yarn over, pull up, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert under the 2 loops of the next chain from the row below, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is all there is to a single crochet. So we insert, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Continue doing this till the end of the row and you will have row 2. But before that, remember to add a stitch marker to the first single crochet that you made. If you are a beginner, it is very important that we add these stitch markers so that the whole project stays aligned very well, and remember to count your stitches. So we made 17 single crochets, right? Let us see at the end of row 2 how many stitches we have on our project. So continue to make these single crochets. Here towards the end I will just show you. This is the second last stitch and this is the last stitch, which was the first stitch of the previous row. Remove the stitch marker and insert under both the loops like how we were doing earlier too. Yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 13 14 15 and 16. We will have 16 stitches. We will always have one less than what we made a chain of, because when we begin the first row we skip one chain. Now turn it clockwise like this. Pull the loop a little high like this, insert under 2, yarn over, pull up, yarn over and pull through 2. So commonly a lot of people make a chain 1 when they turn around, but I'm not going to do that because it gives a slight bump. You can try doing that, but it gives a slight bump and I don't like that. I don't prefer that stitch jetting out. So I go ahead and make a single crochet in the first stitch itself, and then we add a stitch marker there. Insert, yarn over and pull up, yarn over and pull through 2. So continue doing this. You can count the number of rows, or you can also use a tape measure to decide what length you want. So that is how I'm going to continue making the rows. So I have finished making the panel here. It is 4 inches wide and 11 inches in length. For those of us who would like to count and make it, we did a chain of 70 and single crochets were 16 because we skip one stitch while we make the first row of single crochet. And rows I have made 55 rows. It is a little difficult to count if you're just beginning. Let me show you. Okay, cool. So this is one row and this is the other row. This is one and this is the other. So what I simply do is I count these two together as 1 and 2. So how I count is, skip this one, okay? This is one row which we will add at the end. So you can count 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. So you see this horizontal line that comes between two rows. So you have row 1 here and row 2 here. Okay, so that we can directly count as 2. So 2, 4, 6 and so forth. And in the end you can add just one row which was the beginning one, and that will be 55 rows. So at the end of 55th row I'm going to, after the last stitch, going to chain 1 and pull it really tight and cut the yarn. Can remove the stitch marker, and this is a reversible stitch, so you see it looks the same on both the sides. Now we will fold this to make a wallet. So just take the card that you are intending to keep in this wallet and make a marking. Okay, so we fold it like this and in the same way on the other side. So take a while to make these markings properly. What we are going to do is, once we have folded it like this, we will leave just one row in the center. Okay, and we will add stitch markers to ensure that while stitching them together we don't skip. Okay, so align it well and add stitch markers. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now just try to put the card in and check if it fits in well. Alright, so now let's see how to stitch this together. Now I have sewn in the yarn in a needle and just cut a small piece. So now to join it, I am going to stitch it like this because I like the look on this edge. Let me refocus. So yeah, I like the look on this edge, so I am going to stitch it in a way that this look doesn't disappear. Okay, I'll go from inside. Okay, so I'm going to insert my yarn from there and I'm going to leave a tail which we will sew in later. So let me just tuck it in. We will sew this later. And from here I will come on to this side and from this side I will go on to that side like this. ensure that you're taking both the layers and stitching it well, but also ensure you're not missing the stitch. Okay, was I too close? So see how it looks, how it's seen on this side and the other side. We are going to continue doing that, and when I reach closer to this, I will remove the stitch marker. I just removed the needle for actually no reason. I could have left it there. So that is the last stitch, and once we do that, we will again insert like this to secure it properly. Okay, we will later cut that yarn and we will sew it in actually and then cut the rest. So let us do the same thing on all the three sides, other three sides. So now whenever you are at the end like this, insert, pull through, and just ensure that you are stitching this edge well. Okay, we don't want it to get loose there, so stitch it 2 or 3 times like this, and I'm going to make a knot. Okay, I'll pick one here, one here. All these tails have to be sewn in, and then do this and pull it really tight. Okay, that's what I've done on all the edges. So ignoring the tails that need to be sewn in, we have our wallet ready like this. Okay, I'm going to pull up this bit too to ensure it has the same finish, and this is how it will close. So I will go ahead and put in all the tails, I'll sew them in, and then we will add these magnets. So we add one on each side like this. Just take your time to count. Yeah, that was wrong. Take your time to count where you're placing them, because when you close it, it has to attach together. Okay, I'll show you how to stitch this. So now I had turned it inside out and I have sewn in all the ends, the tail ends of the yarn, and it looks like this. Okay, and the card also fits in well on both the sides. Okay, now I will add the magnet. So I'm going to add one first, and then we will ensure that the other one is in the same place. but it's more of what can I say, it's more of a judgment that you'll have to use. You can also count the number of stitches that you have on either side, what you're leaving from the top, what you're leaving from this end, and then you can fix it. And on this side also you can, on the other side you can just do the same number of counts, but still ensure that you use your own judgment. Now what I've done here is I have taken a regular sewing thread and a thin needle. Okay, let me just show you this. I have taken a double strand and I'm going to put a knot. The buttons are finally on. It took me a while, but actually while I was making these, I was sewing these, I realized that we could have also used a little fabric glue to stick them in place before sewing these, because we have to coordinate front and back to understand how we are sewing them in, but we have them here. So I hope you enjoy this using this wallet, and I hope you've loved this tutorial. Thank you for watching.